Hello friends, welcome to Dungeons & Dragonfly, where I adapt various characters for use in D&D. I'm Dragonfly9078, and today I'm building Rock Lee. For a bit of background, Rock Lee is a ninja from the Hidden Leaf Village, and is just an all-around good boy. Unfortunately, he can't do most of the cool ninja stuff that the rest of the ninjas can, so he wasn't sure he'd ever be a splendid ninja like he dreamed of. Then, some guy became his teacher and suggested that Lee get really good at the one thing he could do, namely, beating the absolute shit out of people. So what do we want from this build? Well, Lee is a monster in hand-to-hand combat, so we're going to need some martial arts. We also need to be ridiculously fast, enough to get past Gaara's sand shield. And though we can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, we can use our chakra for a few things, including opening our inner gates. Looking over at ability scores, I'll be using the standard point array. If you want to roll for stats, that's fine, just make sure your dexterity, wisdom, and charisma are high enough to multiclass. Start off with a 14 in strength. We don't technically need it for anything, but Lee is very strong. He's mostly known for being blindingly fast though, so make dexterity 15. Constitution is only 10, breaking an arm and a leg almost ended our entire career, and we're a bit of a lightweight when it comes to alcohol. And we'll dump intelligence. Like strength, we don't really need it for anything, and Lee isn't a genius of anything except hard work. Wisdom is 12, if we're going to be fighting other ninjas we need good perception, and we'll finish up with a 13 in charisma because we're just such a nice guy. And like, actually a nice guy, not a nice guy. You know what I mean. The ninjas in Naruto tend to be humans, and Lee is no exception. We get +1 to 2 stats, so we can round off our dexterity and charisma, proficiency in perception, and our stubborn determination to accomplish our goals with human determination, which bumps our wisdom up by 1 and gives us advantage on 1 attack, ability check, or saving throw per rest. The ninjas in Naruto pretty much serve as the village's armed forces, so we'll take the soldier background for proficiency in athletics and intimidation. Now, Lee is an unarmed fighter who doesn't wear armor and uses his own internal energy to do stuff, so obviously we're going to start off as a monk, giving us 2 skills from the monk list. Wait, why does that say fighter? I mean, I guess we can start as a fighter. We get 2 skills from the fighter list, like acrobatics and survival, along with second wind to heal ourselves with the second gate for 1d10 plus our fighter level as a bonus action once per rest. I'm sure we'll be getting into monk next, so we're going to go with Mariner for our fighting style instead of unarmed fighting, giving us +1 to our AC and a swimming and climbing speed while we're wearing less than medium armor. That'll help us with any crazy training challenges we decide to take on, like, I don't know, climbing the Hokage Monument Mountain with our teeth or something. Leaving fighter behind, we'll jump over to monk now for, god damn it, fine, sorcerer. Stone sorcerers get stone's durability, helping out our d6 hit dice by giving us 1 extra HP per sorcerer level. We can also use our action to turn our skin to stone, making our AC 13 plus our constitution modifier, but that's really more Kakuzu's thing than ours. For our cantrips, Gust is an especially hard punch that can blow a creature back 5 feet if they fail a strength save, or an object back 10 feet. Blade Ward gives us resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a turn, useful if we ever have to fight 10-10. Friends flashes a quick thumbs up and a smile to give us advantage on charisma checks against a creature for up to a minute, so Kimimaro will let us take our medicine. And Create Bonfire manifests the Flames of Youth, creating a 5-foot square of fire that deals up to 4d8 fire damage to any creature who passes through the space and fails a dexterity save. Stone sorcerers can pick up Thunderous Smite, which makes the next attack we hit with deal an additional 2d6 thunder damage with an enormous boom. If we hit a creature with it, they're also pushed 10 feet back and knocked prone unless they pass a strength save. And we'll grab Detect Magic to tell if there's any ninja trickery afoot. Lee can't use genjutsu, but he can tell when he's in one. Second level sorcerers get a Font of Magic, a pool of points that refills on a long rest and that we can convert into spell slots and vice versa. We also get Expeditious Retreat to drop our leg weights for a speed boost, letting us dash with our bonus action each turn for up to 10 minutes. Our Font of Magic fuels our meta magic. Subtle Spell is good for a ninja, but bad for an anime character, burning 1 point to let us cast a spell without shouting the attack name out loud. And Extended Spell burns a point to double the duration of a spell that lasts for at least a minute, up to a maximum of 24 hours. So that's 2 minutes of Create Bonfire, 20 minutes of Expeditious Retreat, or 2 hours of our second level spell, Spider Climb, which uses the principles of the tree walking exercise to let us walk up vertical surfaces. For our first ability score improvement, we'll take the Mobile feat, increasing our speed by 10 feet, letting us ignore difficult terrain when we dash, and preventing enemies from making attacks of opportunity against us in the same round we attack them. We also get 1 more cantrip. We'll take Thunderclap to flare our chakra, dealing up to 4d6 thunder damage to every creature next to us who fails a constitution save. 5th level sorcerers get 3rd level spells. We use Spider Climb for tree walking, so we'll use Water Walk for water walking. letting us walk on liquid surfaces for an hour as if they were solid ground. And when we need to get serious, we can open our inner gates for the Reverse Lotus with Haste. Our speed doubles, our AC increases by 2, we get advantage on dexterity saves, and we get a second action each turn that we can use to make a weapon attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an item. This lasts for up to a minute, or 2 minutes with extended spell, but afterwards the backlash stops us from moving or from taking actions for a turn. Okay, I think we're done with Sorcerer, I think we're done with Fighter. Can we go to Monk now? Yes? No. No, stop. No. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Barbarian? Really? Anyway, monks get unarmored defense, making our AC 10 plus our dexterity and wisdom modifiers as long as we're wearing green spandex. As well as martial arts, letting us use a d4 for the damage of our unarmed strikes, and use dexterity for their attack and damage rolls. We can also make an unarmed strike as a bonus action after taking the attack action. Unarmored movement boosts our movement speed by 10 while we aren't wearing armor. Worth mentioning, this does also apply to the climbing and swimming speeds we get from Mariner. And we can use our chakra to do cool ninja things with Ki. Step of the Wind lets us dash or disengage with our bonus action and doubles our jump distance for the turn. Patient Defense lets us dodge with our bonus action, and Flurry of Blows lets us make 2 unarmed strikes after taking the attack action instead of the normal 1 that we get from our martial arts. 3rd level monks can deflect missiles, reducing the damage of a projectile by 1d10 plus our dexterity modifier and our monk level, then throwing it back if we reduce the damage to 0. Man, between this and Blade Ward, 1010 really doesn't do much against us, huh? You'd think never missing with weapons would be a good special ability, but characters in Naruto are kinda busted, so she gets outshined really quick. For our monastic tradition, we'll break out the booze and show off Lee's natural ability at the Drunken Fist as a Drunken Master. We get proficiency with performance and brewer's supplies, and learn the Drunken Technique. Whenever we make a flurry of blows, our speed increases by 10 feet, and we automatically disengage so we don't provoke attacks of opportunity for the rest of the turn. I would say that's redundant because we have mobile, and it is a little bit, but our speed is so high that we can race across an entire battlefield and need to disengage against creatures that we weren't able to attack. Now our main style, the Strong Fist, is all about external damage like breaking bones, so we'll take Crusher at 4th level, which bumps our Constitution to 11 and lets us knock a creature back 5 feet once per turn when we hit them with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, like all of our unarmed strikes. Also, if we crit with a bludgeoning attack, all further attacks against the creature that we hit have advantage until the start of our next turn. 4th level monks also get Slow Fall, reducing the falling damage that we take by 5 times our monk level. At 5th level, our martial arts damage bumps up to a d6. We can attack twice with the attack action thanks to extra attack, and when we hit with an unarmed strike, we can burn a key point to make a stunning strike, forcing a Constitution save, stunning the creature until the end of our next turn on a fail. We have 4 attacks at this point between extra attack and flurry of blows, 5 with haste. So remember that every attack after they fail the Constitution save is made with advantage, even if it's in the same turn. We get even faster at 6th level, and our chakra lets us hit any kind of enemy, as our Ki-empowered unarmed strikes count as magical for overcoming resistances and immunities. We also get more drunk, as our unpredictable moves let us stand from prone with only 5 feet of movement rather than half of our speed. We can also burn a key point as a reaction when a creature misses us with a melee attack, to make that attack hit another creature within 5 feet of us other than the attacker. 7th level monks get evasion to deal with ninjutsu, letting us take no damage when we pass a dexterity save and half damage on a fail, if we would normally take half on a success and full on a fail. And stillness of mind to deal with genjutsu, breaking out of an effect of charming or frightening with our action. At 8th level, we'll round off our constitution and wisdom with an ability score improvement, and at 9th level, our unarmored movement lets us run up walls and over liquids. We can already do that with spider climb and water walk, of course, but this doesn't cost spell slots or concentration. The trade-off, of course, is that those have long durations, so we can conduct entire battles on walls or water, while with this we need to stop moving on level ground each turn or we fall. We get even faster at 10th level, and we become immune to disease and poison. Now, I usually rule alcohol as a poison effect, but I think I'd still say that we aren't immune to it because it's more in character for us to be a lightweight. Our martial arts die becomes a d8 at 11th level, and our drunk movements reach maximum unpredictability with Drunkard's Luck. Whenever we have disadvantage on an attack, ability check, or saving throw, we can spend 2 key points to just cancel out that disadvantage. Bump dexterity to 18 with our last ability score improvement at 12th level, and pick up Tongue of the Sun and Moon at 13th level to speak and understand all languages. That's not hugely important though, everyone in Naruto seems to speak the same language. Our capstone is the 14th level of Monk, increasing our unarmored movement speed once more, and giving us Diamond Soul. We get proficiency in all saving throws, and if we fail a save, we can spend a key point to re-roll it and take the second result. Now that the build is complete, the question becomes, how good is it? Well, our mobility is about as good as it can get without flying or teleporting. Our walking speed is 65 feet per round, or 75 feet if we make a flurry of blows, so with haste up, we can move 520 feet in one round if we dash with both of our actions and use Step of the Wind to dash with our bonus action as well. That's 59 miles per hour in case you were wondering. Also worth mentioning is that we can use that same speed to swim, climb, run up walls, and run across liquids as easily as running on solid ground. And we're practically immune to attacks of opportunity. We're also dealing consistent damage, with 3 attacks per round without using any resources, and up to 5 with haste and flurry of blows, all of which count as magical, all of which can apply a stunning strike if we need to, and all of which we can spend ki to cancel out any disadvantage on. And our defenses are solid as well. Proficiency in all saving throws is hard to argue against, and being able to reroll failed saves is fantastic. And again, we can cancel out disadvantage on pretty much any roll we make. On the other hand, we need the defenses, because we don't even have 120 HP. So if we take a couple of hits, we're the ones who are going to need the rescuing. We're also very resource dependent. We have a good number of key points, but we can chew through them pretty quickly if we need to cancel out disadvantages, reroll failed saves, and deal out flurry of blows and stunning strikes. And finally, we're lacking a little bit in ranged options. Other than Create Bonfire, which I will remind you is a concentration spell, so we can't cast it without disrupting haste or spider climb or whatever else we're focusing on, our best ranged option is actually just running up to them and punching them, which might not even be an option if, say, they're flying. But hey, that's what we have 1010 for. I knew she was useful. 1010 build when? The simplest answers are usually the best, and there's not much that's simpler than a punch to the face. Work hard, build yourself up, and try to make your sensei proud. Just watch out for your friends if you fight a giant monster, or you might just end up unrivaled.
Who's this? In his eye, the rejuvenated Leaf Village's handsome devil.
I hope you enjoyed the build. If you have any feedback or suggestions for characters you'd like to see me build, please leave them in the comments below. Leave a like or subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to support what I'm doing here, you can check the description for the link to my Patreon for access to the Discord channel and early access to future builds. Thank you for watching, friends. I will see y'all later.